Hello, welcome to Natural Vibrations. This is a July Divine Love and Twin Flame reading. I'd like to thank everyone for coming back, all my subscribers and past viewers. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. For anybody that's new, if you do like the video, do give me a thumbs up or do subscribe. This time I've done a different reading. I know I haven't talked about this much, but I do believe that I am in a twin flame journey, and I figured it's best to try to work with twin flames for a little while to explain what's going on in the masculine as well as the feminine side. At this moment, I have done a different reading where we have the masculine side and the feminine side, and then the union. We have the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, and the physical, and the same for the female. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Just want to let you guys know that I do private readings. So if you're interested, all that information will be listed below, or you can log on to my website, naturalvibrations.in. All right. So the first card for the masculine spiritual side is imagine. Imagine, sorry. And we've got two cards, which is stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance and romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So basically, what's going on in the masculine's spiritual side is that they're sort of beginning to understand that the feelings that they're getting, the feelings that they're feeling for the divine feminine, they are real. There is something to it. It's not just, not just in their head. And they are sort of now imagining what can be possible with the divine feminine. Now please understand that I use divine masculine and feminine loosely. We all have masculine qualities. We all have feminine qualities. So, you may resonate with the divine masculine, or you may resonate with the divine feminine. But for right now, I'm going to use male and female because it's easier. They're basically, they are now kind of being optimistic in a way and understanding that maybe there's something more to this relationship. And they're imagining what can be possible. Maybe they they feel in the past they thought that this relationship was never going to happen, that it was completely doomed, but maybe now they're sort of imagining what can be possible. Maybe that they're now beginning to understand that what they're feeling could actually be real and not just something that they need to put aside. In the masculine's emotional sign phase is saying that the card is time to go, and we've got playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. The masculine's emotional side is basically, it wants to leave all the negativity behind. They're trying to detox. They're trying to let go of all the baggage, of all the stuck, mucky feelings that they have. They're leaving all of that behind and heading towards the unknown, heading towards something new, something that's hidden. They're done with feeling bad about themselves. They're done feeling not okay. They're done having those unhappy emotions, and they're just sort of like walking away. They're leaving unhealthy situations and they're walking towards something which is different, and they're taking a more playful attitude. They're tired of being so serious and so stuck into the in the dread, that they now want to have fun. They just want to be lighthearted, and they want to experience newer, happier times. In the mental phase, we have the yang reversed, which I don't get too many reversals in this deck, but it's reversed. And I got retreat, which is it's time to disconnect from the world. They both basically mean the same thing. I love it when that happens. So what In the mental energy of the masculine, they're tired. They don't want to take they don't want to make a move. They don't want to take any action. At this moment, they're not interested in taking action. They just want to take some time apart. They want to just disconnect from the world. Maybe there's a lot going on, emotionally. If they've been trying to get rid of the muck. They just sort of taking some time apart out of their busy day of thinking about everything, and they just want to be alone. Maybe they don't want to make the first move. Maybe they don't want to connect with the feminine at the moment. They don't want to mentally, they don't want to get into it. They don't want to take a step. They just need some quiet time at the moment, and that is what they need to process everything. In their mind is tired. They're mentally exhausted with all the changes and all the development and all the communication from spirit that they've been getting. And they just need to rest. They just need to chill out for a bit mentally, because their mind has been so overactive and so full of thoughts and worry and everything. So they just sort of want to take some time off. In the physical, the masculine got truth be told. And we got 3 cards falling out, which is you deserve love, which is you are lovable. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So, first of all, truth be told is when we want to tell the truth, when we want justice to prevail, where we don't want to keep the truth hidden. So in the physical plane, the masculine does want to reach out and tell the feminine the truth. But mentally, he's sort of blocked at the moment a little bit. He's tired. He needs to take some time off. But in the physical, there is a part of him that is ready to tell the truth, that is ready to open up and want justice and they want to reach out. They want to, tell what the feminine, what they're really going through, what they're really feeling. They want to express their love. They do want to go ahead and make the gesture. And because there is forgiving and learning happening, they have learned a lot, and they have sort of forgiven the feminine and forgiven themselves about, with regards to what happened in the past. This applies to twin flame relationships that are in separation at the moment, or maybe there are lessons and that they had to learn in their life, experiences that they had to go through, and they've sort of now, learned those lessons, and they've sort of forgiven the people, whether it's family, friends, themselves. They've gone through all of that, and they've done that. And a part of them also believes that they deserve true love. They deserve the love of the feminine. They deserve to have all their happiness come true, all their dreams come true, sorry. They deserve the truth. They deserve to open up and get everything they want. So this is actually a really good sign. It's only the mental energy which is sort of blocking the masculine a little bit, because they've got their ego self. The mental energy is their ego self, which is sort of telling them that just take some time off. Right now it's not the time to take action. But in the physical, they do want to take an action. So maybe some people will reach out to their feminine. From the feminist point of view, in the spiritual side, we've got wedding. Beautiful. This situation involves marriage. And we got Treasure Island. So in the spiritual realm, our spiritual energy of the feminine, they have already decided that the masculine is a gift, that this relationship is a gift. It's a godsend. It is something that is a union that they're meant to have. The feminine in the spiritual side realm is completely and totally devoted to the masculine. She believes that this is a union for her. She believes that this union is eminent, and that this relationship, the whole situation with the twin flame journey, is a treasure, is a blessing, and it is meant to only give her good things in life. So that is really beautiful energy. For the emotional element, we have the fates, and we've got let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Now, in the emotional level, the feminine are sort of trying to control things. Maybe they're trying to control how the masculine feels about them. Maybe they're always thinking about the masculine. There's too much of emotional baggage coming up. But they need to realize that there's their timing and then there's the universe's timing. Things don't always happen according to our timing. We may want things to happen now. We're ready and we want it now. We want the union to happen right now. But what the universe is trying to say is that you gotta let go. You gotta trust that the universe has a plan. The fates decide the timing and the lessons we need to learn. And it's trying to say that what is yours can never actually be lost. So if this union is meant to happen, it will happen. But it will happen in divine timing. And you need to let go. You need to let go of trying to control when this will happen. You need to let go and just trust that if it's meant to happen, it will happen in divine timing. So I feel a lot of feminine might be, getting really impatient, trying to control the situation. You really, really need to let go. In the mental energy, which is really funny, we've got sort of like a reflection of the masculine, which is kind of great because we are, if the in twin flame journeys, the masculine and feminine are supposed to be one half of each other. So it's great that they reflect each other. We've got time for a nap, chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here, and engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. What this card time for nap basically says that the masculine has also, the feminine has also been overworking her mind. She has also been too active. Her ego side has been very, very active, and she needs to sort of rest. She needs to quieten her mind. She needs to, meditate, do something that she loves, play an instrument, exercise, go for a long walk, hang out with friends, whatever it is you need to do. You need to sort of take some time off and stop thinking about the situation, because you have already decided that this relationship is for you. And what the universe is trying to tell you is that you have to stop worrying. This relationship is real. This connection is real. So stop doubting the connection. A lot of times our ego starts doubting us because they want to protect us. The ego side always wants to protect us. And it's telling us, and we try to rationalize and say that maybe no, it's not a good idea to stick with this person. Maybe, we're doubting our emotions. We're doubting our feelings. We're doubting this connection. Is telling us that you don't need to doubt that it is ascending to a higher level. Things are moving. Just because you can't see it in the physical realm doesn't mean things are not moving. But right now, the only thing you can do is take some time off from worrying about the situation. Take some time off from thinking about the situation and just chill out and relax. Do something that you want to do. Relax. Work on yourself if you want to. But just rest. Because things are working out, but you got to relax. Let go of the control issues. In the feminine's physical, we've got all that glitters and codependency. This card actually fell out while I was shuffling the cards right in the beginning as well. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, for the feminines, I feel that the masculine side is actually moving quite beautifully into their higher self, into the phase where they're ready for union. But the feminine at this point is feeling a bit lost and confused. That some of you might be getting very codependent on this relationship or wanting this union, And what the universe wants to tell you with all that glitters is that you got to sometimes see things for what they are. A lot of feminine might believe that without this union, that they are never going to get what they want, that they can't be happy without it, that they're not fulfilled without it, that they're not whole without it. And what the universe wants you to tell you is that that is all like a facade. It's all a facade. You don't actually need the union to happen to be happy. So you need to stop focusing on that. You need to be happy now. Any kind of relationship is a cherry on top of a sundae. The sundae needs to be complete before the cherry is put, as I like to say it. So you need to stop putting so much of your, give up so much of your power on the masculine. That is all a facade. You don't need them to make you happy. You need to be happy on your own. And if you're not happy on your own, you are being too codependent on the masculine. And you need to figure out why that is. What is inside you that you feel that you cannot be happy without them? You are getting too focused on this union in your physical. You need to, maybe some of you are even resorting to drinking too much or smoking or doing drugs to down out your sorrows or this feeling of loneliness. And what the universe wants you to do is figure out where this feeling of emptiness and loneliness and is coming from, and work on that, work on the healing, get it out, and just and figure out why you feel that way. Why are you giving up your power so much to this union? Because it is all a facade. All that glitters, is saying that it's just a shimmering facade. Sometimes it's just mirage. And it's also telling you that if you are truly in a twin flame partnership or journey, the masculine is already with you. You are two halves of one. So why are you so worried of when the union will happen? Because you're already together. You're already one. You're already one in the higher self, in the higher plane. So the more you're worried about it, the more it's saying that you don't actually believe that this union will occur. And that's what it's trying to tell you, that you need to stop worrying. You need to start figuring out why you feel this way and fixing those issues so that you are complete without the masculine. Regarding union, I have pulled one card called Born Innocent. This is from the Dragon Fake cards. These are really beautiful, and I'm going to read them from the book. We've got a Yes. And we've got the Arrow Master, Hitting the Mark, Intention and Detachment. And we've got the Prison Wave, Self-Sabotage, Poverty Consciousness, and this is in the reverse. So let's start with the yes. Now, when I asked the spirit what they wanted to tell us about union, it's a yes. So this is the most direct answer that can tell you that union is happening. We're working towards union. Is it going to happen in July for everyone? I don't know. But at the moment, what it's telling you is that you're on the right path. Things are working out. So no, if you are a bit worried, if you're self-doubting it, it's telling you you don't need to worry. Union, you are on the track to union. This is, you're on the right track. When it comes to hitting the mark, intention, detachment, I'm going to read from their book, which is basically saying, here you go, see the card better. The Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. The message is to be deliberate about focusing your dreams and desires with intention and about aligning your intention with spirit. Then let them fly on the wind, direct by the divine until they reach your goal. So what they're saying is that right now you need to set your intention for what you truly want. The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly by your eagerness to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the invisible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how the arrow flies and upon what wind it's carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember that the law of detachment. If you do, then be assured that you're on point. So what this is trying to tell you is that some of you are being too attached to the outcome, which is here with codependency and let go of control issues. I think it's mainly on the feminine side. We are trying to control the situation. We're being too codependent. And what universe is saying is that you need to just set the intention. Set the intention of what you want to happen, that you want union, that you want to hear from your twin flame when it's the right time. And then you sort of have to detach from the outcome. Things cannot happen according to our timetable. They will only happen according to the divine's timetable. So trying to control things is not going to make things happen. In fact, it's going to slow things down. So you need to detach. You need to let go if you really want union to happen. The prison wave, self-sabotage, and poverty consciousness was in the reverse. And what that says is, I'm going to show you the card in the upright so you can just see it. Are you a prisoner of worry, distrust, cynicism, and fear? Do you constantly tell yourself that there's not going to be enough? Or do you see only lack and poverty wherever you look? Perhaps your expectations of negative results and repercussions serve to keep you imprisoned by your own thoughts. Do you feel that you're not allowed success in life? When the prison wave comes as your challenger, he warns you that you are now seeing in your life the results of those negative thoughts and expectations. If you don't like what you see, it is time to transform the way you see it. If you aren't happy with your life, change your thoughts. That alone has the power to change your life. Difficulties are learning curves right now. Just remember that this prison won't hold you for long. Take the time to learn about mistakes, and the lessons ensure later and greater success. So I think this is pretty obvious. It's saying the same thing what these cards are saying, that some of you are letting your ego, your fear, your doubt self-sabotage this journey. We start getting worried that the union is not going to happen. We start, doubting the union, and that's when things go awry. And what the universe is saying is you need to start controlling your thoughts. When we come from a place of lack, like we don't have this, we want this, we don't have it, you're reflecting that into the universe. When what you're supposed to reflect is what you do want, which is that you already are in union. So if some of you are worried and fearful, you need to start working through those issues. You need to start visualizing and being in the state that the union has already happened and you have nothing to worry about. If you and your twin flame were already together, you will not be thinking and worrying about them nonstop. But the fact that you are means that you're not in union. So you need to change that mindset if you want union to occur quickly. The last card is Ain and the Guardian. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'm just going to read this from the book. This is a very, very amazing deck, and it has a lot of information. I'm going to put that there and see if you can see it. All right, maybe. Perfect. So, here I stand, offering to you the protection and safety of my guardian being, wanting you to know how very protected you truly are. Never need you fear again those who have done you harm. This is over, and never again will disrespect and tyranny blight your path and light. Know that from this moment on, I stand with you, as does this magnificent moon dragon fey guardian. And together we say, you may live as you wish, you may love as you wish, and you may worship as you wish. No longer will others who feel they know best have their way with you. In spirit, in your heart, in your body, in your eternal soul, you are a radiant being of moonlight power, and the goddess, our mother, is overjoyed at your brilliance, your wit, your beauty, your freedom. I repeat, you are safe, you are protected, you are divine, all else is a lie. Your sexual expression may be feeling restricted, or you may have been criticized for being in command of your own sexual destiny. There is a feeling about you that you should be more hidden, less conspicuous, and less daring in your expressions of freedom. Older men may wish you to behave in a less overt way and wish you to settle down and be good. If you are a man, you may be experiencing the joys of loving a free woman, and have your masculinity questions at times because you do not control her. You may have suffered sexual pain in the past and even have been oppressed. This card signifies your absolute right to your freedom and childhood. Do not yield it. Allow yourself to take flight and explore the night and the freedoms it holds. The moon cycles have much to reveal to you now, and as she wanes and waxes and shines fully, you may stand beneath her and feel her rays shining through your every cell, filling you with natural magic that sustains your freedom, your true soul self, and brings you a warrior strength that by no means decreases your brilliance as a woman or your femininity. Be receptive, and Ain will guide you to her magical places, and this galactic dragon fae being will help you see beyond your own self, the sun, into the realms beyond. Your freedom and yourself is as boundless as the night sky. Beautiful. So basically, it's sort of giving. This is the overall message for the first half of July. The universe is telling us that you don't need to feel. If somebody is judging you, if people are telling you that you are being crazy for thinking that this union is going to happen, or if you yourself are fearful that you are on the wrong path, it's telling you that you have nothing to fear. You are being protected at all times. And if you really, like, I have this problem where I have tried to deny this twin flame connection. I've tried to move on. I've tried to forget about my twin flame, and I just can't. And I've done everything from cord cuttings to shamanic healing to, I've done it all, and it just doesn't happen. And I am sometimes fearful that where that's leading me to, what if this is all a lie? And honestly, this card is resonating so much with me as well, and is telling you that if you have these fears and doubts and you can't get rid of the feeling you have for your twin flame, it's telling you to just trust, just give